Welcome to Daily News in AI Agents, the place to get a quick roundup of the most exciting developments in AI agents every day. Subscribe to our LinkedIn newsletter today in the link below to stay activated. OpenAI's new models, O3 and O3 Mini, have been getting a lot of attention.
Right.
The O3 model is supposedly pretty powerful. It matched human-level performance on this complex reasoning test called the ARC-AGI benchmark.
Yeah. And that benchmark, that's a tough one. It's designed to really push the limits of what an AI can reason through, something that's, traditionally been a challenge for AI systems.
Right. And even the smaller O3 Mini is doing better than its predecessor, O1, on some tasks.
Hmm.
But an article in Ars Technica made a point of saying that OpenAI hasn't actually reached true human-level intelligence with these models, even though they're impressive.
Yeah, that's a good point to remember. These models are super powerful tools. They do amazing things, but they're still just tools. They might be good in specific areas, but they don't have that general intelligence, the adaptability that humans have.
So we don't have to worry about robots taking over the world just yet then.
Well, who knows what the future holds? But the speed of progress is something to keep an eye on. I mean, it makes you think about how these models are going to evolve, how they'll impact, well, pretty much everything.
And OpenAI isn't the only player making big moves. Google's jumping in with an AI mode search button, a direct challenge to ChatGPT. Apparently, they're running some huge A/B tests, maybe even the biggest in search history, to see how people respond to it.
That's a pretty clear signal that Google knows AI chatbots like ChatGPT could really shake up the search world.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how that whole search battle plays out.
Me neither.
And then we've got Salesforce. They're expanding their AI automation stuff beyond just customer relations with something called Agentforce 2.0, which they're hooking up with Slack.
Salesforce is a good example of how companies are looking beyond just the hype. They're finding practical ways to use AI to do things better and faster, and integrating it with Slack. That shows how these tools are becoming part of our everyday work lives.
It's moving so fast. Even Ars Technica said experts are having trouble keeping up with all the new AI releases.
Yeah, there's definitely a sense that everyone's scrambling to catch up.
Makes you wonder, what does this mean for the future of, how we get information? Will we be talking to AI chatbots instead of typing in keywords?
Maybe. But remember, AI isn't all about the future. It's already making a difference in lots of areas.
All right. Let's move on from the AI arms race to some of those real-world applications. I was listening to this podcast, The Case for Generative AI in the Legal Field, and they talked about how companies like Thomson Reuters are using AI to help lawyers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, things like research, drafting documents, even legal analysis.
That's pretty amazing. Imagine AI sifting through tons of legal data, finding precedents, could really help lawyers build better cases, provide better services.
Exactly. And think about access to justice. This tech could help people who can't afford traditional legal representation get the help they need.
It's really democratizing legal expertise, making the system more efficient and fairer, potentially.
And it's not just law. An article in Health Tech magazine was all about how generative AI is revolutionizing healthcare. They talked about AI being used for everything, streamlining admin tasks, improving diagnoses, personalizing treatment plans.
Healthcare is definitely ripe for change. There's so much data, and AI can help us make sense of it in ways we never could before.
They even said it has the potential to tackle some of humanity's most challenging problems and maximize productivity.
Imagine AI helping to develop new drugs, predict disease outbreaks, or tailor cancer treatments to a person's genes. It's pretty exciting stuff.
AI is everywhere, even in places you wouldn't expect. I was listening to an old AI podcast from way back in 2017.
Wow, back in the day.
Yeah, and they were talking about researchers predicting elections with AI and Google Street View.
Oh, that's interesting.
Who would have thought those Google Street View images could tell us something about voting patterns?
It just goes to show AI can find insights in the most unexpected places. It's a whole new way of looking at the world, finding patterns we wouldn't see otherwise.
For sure. But with all this potential comes, some things we really need to think about as AI gets more powerful.
Absolutely. As it becomes more a part of our lives, we need to be having these conversations, planning carefully about how it's developed and used.
In that legal podcast, David Wong from Thomson Reuters mentioned that AI could cause job displacement in the legal profession. He even said, It is very likely that professionals that use AI are going to replace professionals that don't use AI.
That's a sobering thought. AI is getting better at doing things humans used to do, and that's going to have a real impact on the workforce.
And then there's the whole issue of AI and cryptocurrency. An article on Dataflock explored the potential consequences of combining those two. They were talking about transparency issues, how power dynamics might shift when you bring AI and blockchain together.
Yeah, those are big questions. We need to have open discussions, consider everyone's perspective as we navigate this new territory.
It feels like we're right at the edge of something huge, exciting, and maybe a little scary at the same time.
It's a time of great potential, but we need to be careful, responsible with these powerful technologies.
Speaking of thought-provoking developments, there's what's happening over at Instagram. It's fascinating and a little unsettling.
What's
Oh, those new AI-powered video editing features that Data Economy talked about? They let users edit videos in some crazy ways.
Oh,
Like
great.
changing backgrounds, outfits, even how you look, all with AI.
Yeah, AI is really blurring the lines between what's real and what's digital. It raises questions about, authenticity, the potential for manipulation, but it's also opening up new possibilities for creative expression.
Like a whole new level of digital art. But it makes you wonder how we'll know what's real anymore when AI can manipulate images and videos so easily.
It's a question we'll have to figure out as these technologies become more sophisticated and more people can use them. We'll need to get better at thinking critically about what we see online.
It's like we're entering a new era of storytelling, where fact and fiction are blending together.
Fascinating and challenging times, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
In this first part of our deep dive, we've covered a lot. From the competition between tech giants to how AI is already changing fields like law and healthcare, and even these philosophical questions about reality itself. So we're just getting started. After a quick break, we'll be back to explore even more of the AI landscape.
Sounds good. Welcome back to our deep dive into all things AI.
So far, we've talked about some pretty mind-blowing stuff, from the race to build the most advanced AI to how AI is impacting things like law and healthcare. It's a lot to process.
It is. The AI landscape is changing so fast, what seems futuristic today might be normal tomorrow.
For sure. So where do we go from here?
Well, let's look at some of the smaller players in the AI field. We've talked a lot about the big companies like Google and OpenAI, but there are a lot of startups and smaller companies doing some really interesting work.
I'm all ears.
Yep.
Tell me about these under-the-radar AI innovators.
One company that's caught my attention is Perplexity. They're focused on making AI-powered search better and easier to use for businesses. They actually just bought a company called Carbon, which will help them connect data to AI search more smoothly.
So they're taking AI search and making it specifically for businesses.
Exactly. Businesses have so much data, and Perplexity is trying to make it easier for them to use that data, through AI search and insights.
That makes sense. Yeah. What about on the hardware side? Are there any smaller companies making a splash there?
Absolutely. There's Run.ai, an Israeli company that specializes in something called GPU orchestration. They were recently acquired by NVIDIA, which is a big deal in the world of GPUs. Those are essential for running these complex AI models.
Okay, GPU orchestration. That sounds pretty technical. Can you explain what that is and why it's so important for AI?
Sure, think of GPUs as the engines that power AI. They're special hardware designed for the heavy lifting of AI models. GPU orchestration is about managing and optimizing those GPUs, making sure AI applications run without a hitch.
So it's like a conductor for an orchestra. But instead of musicians, you're coordinating these powerful GPUs to create a symphony of AI processing.
I like that analogy. And NVIDIA, a leading GPU maker acquiring Run.ai, shows how important this part of AI hardware is becoming.
It seems like the AI ecosystem is becoming more sophisticated and specialized, with companies focusing on specific areas within AI.
Exactly. It's a sign of a maturing industry where companies are finding their strengths and helping the whole AI ecosystem grow.
Now let's talk about another startup that caught my eye, Peer AI. They're developing an AI-powered code editor, and they just got a $1 million seed round after some controversy during their time at Y Combinator. That's a pretty big startup accelerator program.
Their story is a perfect example of how unpredictable the AI world is. New companies pop up, face challenges, and sometimes turn those challenges into opportunities.
Sounds like Peer AI has a pretty impressive product, even with the bumps along the way.
Definitely, AI code editors could change how software is developed. Imagine a tool that helps you write code faster, suggests improvements, catches errors, and even generates code for you based on what you want.
That would be a game changer for developers. They could spend more time on the creative side of things.
Right. AI can enhance human capabilities in so many fields, and software development is a great example.
And we can't forget ElevenLabs. They just came out with their fastest text-to-speech AI yet called Flash.
Mm.
I'm already thinking about how this could be used for virtual assistants that sound more realistic or to create more engaging content for people with disabilities.
Those are great examples. AI isn't just about inventing new things, it's also about making existing technologies better, more accessible, and easier to use.
It's amazing to see how AI is becoming a part of so many different parts of our lives. It's
Yeah.
connecting things that seem totally separate from how we search for information to the tools we use to create and communicate.
It is, and as we've seen, the pace of innovation in AI is just getting faster. What we're seeing now is just the tip of the iceberg.
Earlier, we talked about the potential of AI in healthcare. I'm curious to hear more about what that looks like in practice. That health tech article mentioned generative AI being used for everything from administrative tasks to personalized treatments. That's a pretty wide range of applications.
It is. Generative AI is a powerful type of AI that can create new content, whether it's text, images, music, or even code. In healthcare, it could change how we diagnose and treat diseases, develop new drugs, and manage patient data.
They even said that generative AI could help us tackle humanity's most challenging problems and make healthcare more productive.
Think about all the data in healthcare patient records, medical images, research papers, clinical trial data. Generative AI can help us analyze and understand this data, finding patterns and insights that humans might
It's
miss.
like having a team of super analysts working 24/7 to find hidden connections and potential breakthroughs.
Exactly. And this technology is already being used in hospitals and research labs around the world.
But like any new technology, there are some challenges to overcome.
Mhm.
An article in Crunchbase News pointed out some concerns about generative AI in healthcare. Things like the cost of implementation, the difficulty of integrating AI systems with existing infrastructure, and the potential for bias in AI algorithms.
Those are important concerns, and we need to be thoughtful and responsible when implementing AI. We need to make sure that AI systems are designed and used in a way that's fair, equitable, and benefits everyone.
It reminds us that AI is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or bad. It's our responsibility to make sure AI is used to create a better future for everyone, not just a select few.
I agree. We need to be aware of the potential risks and challenges, but also embrace the amazing opportunities that AI offers.
It's a balancing act, but I think it's worth it.
I agree. And as we keep exploring the AI landscape, we need to keep these things in mind. AI is powerful, and we need to guide its development and use so that it benefits humanity.
This deep dive has been really eye-opening.
Mm.
It's incredible to see how quickly AI is evolving and how it's already changing our world.
And we've only just scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore, from the ethics of AI to how it could help us solve some of the world's biggest problems.
I'm ready for more. What other fascinating parts of the AI world are we going to uncover in the next part of our deep dive? And we're back for the final part of our AI deep dive. It's been quite a journey.
It has, hasn't it? We've covered so much: the competition, the real world impact, the potential, the challenges, even the philosophical stuff. AI is such a broad and ever changing field.
It really is. So where do we go from here? What other exciting parts of the AI world are we going to explore in this last part?
Well, let's talk about something that's been getting a lot of attention lately: AI and the metaverse.
Oh, the metaverse. Everyone's talking about it, but I have to admit, it's still kind of a mystery to me.
Yeah, it's one of those buzzwords. But basically, the metaverse is like this persistent, immersive digital world where we can interact using avatars and virtual reality. Still early days, but AI is going to play a huge role in shaping it.
I can see how AI could be used to make those virtual environments more realistic and engaging. But what else can it do in the metaverse?
Well, one thing is creating smarter and more lifelike virtual characters. You know, those NPCs. Instead of just having pre-programmed dialogue, AI-powered NPCs could interact with users in ways that feel more natural and unpredictable.
That would be amazing. Imagine having conversations with virtual characters that feel like you're actually talking to another person. It would really blur the lines between the digital world and the real world.
Exactly. And AI could also personalize the metaverse experience. Imagine AI algorithms that can tailor the virtual environment, the content you see, even who you interact with, all based on what you like and what you're interested in.
So it's like having a virtual world that's perfectly customized for you.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just personalization. AI can also make the metaverse more accessible for people with disabilities. For example, you could have AI-powered virtual assistants that help people navigate the metaverse, translate languages, or provide real-time captions.
That's really cool. It shows how AI can be used for more than just entertainment. It can
Mhm.
actually create a more inclusive and accessible digital world.
Definitely. And as the metaverse keeps evolving, I think we're going to see even more innovative and unexpected uses of AI in shaping this new digital frontier.
It's clear that AI isn't just some passing trend. It's a force that's changing how we work, live, and interact with the world around us, even how we see reality itself.
You're right. It really highlights how important it is to approach AI development carefully and responsibly.
This deep dive has been such an eye-opener. We've learned so much, from the latest advances in AI research to the ethical challenges we need to address as this technology becomes more powerful and a bigger part of our lives.
And it's only the beginning. The AI revolution is still happening, and we all have a role to play in making sure it leads to a better future for everyone.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing you want our listener to take away from all of this?
I think the most important thing to remember is that AI isn't something that's way off in the future. It's here now, and it's already having a huge impact on our lives. The decisions we make today are shaping the future of AI. We all have a responsibility to make sure it's a future we can all be proud of.
Well said. This has been a fascinating exploration of the AI landscape. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
It's been my pleasure. And to our listener, keep exploring, keep asking questions, keep learning. The future of AI is in our hands. Let's make it a good one.